I see people calling it the worst movie yet. To me, Iron Man 3 was Garbage Juice Johnson. Garbage Juice Johnson. And y'all are calling this the worst movie in the Marvel universe? Come on, man. Y'all, it got to be something else that y'all thinking. Or got to be something else that y'all see. Or something else that y'all want to say, but y'all scared to say, for you to really truly dislike this movie like this.
It's SC, I wonder why these players mad at me. It's the triple salary, holding shit down like gravity. Boy, I'm the boss. So
Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Riley, a.k.a. Riley the Great, and you are now witnessing the first episode of Riled Up Reviews, man, where I'm going to be dropping the hot takes on the new movies and shows that come out that might get y'all just a little riled up, man. So y'all take this journey with me, man. I haven't done this in a long time. This has been it's been a couple years, maybe about 3 years since I've dropped a video or movie review video. The last one I did was Godzilla vs. Kong. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Go, you know what I'm saying, go shoot me a like or, subscribe off of that. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you feel about that one, man. I did that a couple years ago, so it's a whole different setup now, whole new vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving in a different direction. Everything's going completely different in my life right now, as opposed to then. Got a fiance, you know what I'm saying, about to make that happen. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the year, so we taking a new journey, man, new ride, and we're gonna ride out like that. So today, I'm trying to talk about Captain America: New World Order. Now, for those that have been keeping up with it, there have been some polarizing views on this movie. Before the movie actually dropped and was available to the audience, a lot of the critics on Rotten Tomatoes were giving it bad reviews. I think before Thursday, the Rotten Tomatoes had it at 54%, which is considerably low for a Disney movie, let alone a Marvel movie. But I had to go see it for myself, man. After all the advertisement and all that other good stuff, man, I told my fiance, I was just like, hey, bruh, we're gonna have to go check this out, man. I just want to see what it's about, because this is essentially like the first movie in that new wave. Because they already went through this craziness in, was that phase 4, where they were dropping a whole load of shit. Excuse my language. But they said that they were going to move in a different direction. They are actually putting forth a lot of effort into producing quality content, as opposed to producing any and everything that anybody didn't ask for. So we wanted to go check this out, man. I mean, the last couple movies they didn't drop, man. I'm not overly critical, man, but some of that stuff has been straight garbage, bruh. Like Love and Thunder to me, Thor: Love and Thunder to me, man. You got a great ensemble of characters there, and you just didn't use them correctly, man. I don't know what direction they were trying to go with that, with all the comedy and all. But this you can't do that in Marvel shows, man. You got to have some level of threat, something that's some level of consequences for actions. It can't just be all goofball stuff all day. Ant-Man, Quantumania. Kang was supposed to be a beast. He should have been more of an imposing figure in that movie. However, he got railroaded by a batch of ants. That does not get it done. So I was looking forward to watching this movie, because I wanted to see if they were going to change it up, man, because they've been really missing lately. So when we got into this movie, man, I was pleasantly surprised. I know a lot of people had a lot of things to say about this movie, a lot of bad things to say, but I actually really did enjoy watching this movie. It was some couple of things that I didn't like in regards to the plot. The plot was a little shaky in certain areas, but overall, it was a really good movie, man. Was it perfect? No. Was it a step in the right direction? Yes. Now, today I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to talk about the plot. I'm going to talk about the acting. I'm going to talk about the fight scenes, because the fight scenes were awesome. And we're going to jump into the overall review. I mean, we're going to jump into the overall what I give it. What's my rating for it? That's what we're going to jump into. So first, let me start off by talking about the acting. Harrison Ford did a good job, man. As you guys know, he had to replace He had to replace William Hurt, who passed away not too long ago, man. So they had to get somebody in there with the right acting chops to take that role, man. And I think Harrison Ford did a good job, man. How he portrayed the president was a critical part of the whole movie. The plot was basically centered around him and being a changed man from what he was in the Hulkster, to where he was, he was all about him, all about the army, all about what he could do with the super soldier serum, how he can get that back around, how he can do this, how he can do that. He was very, very selfish in that time frame in his life, and they just wanted to show that he can come back around and be a better person. I'm with it. I'm with that. Anthony Mackie, I don't care what y'all say, man. Anthony Mackie played that, man. He did a very good job, man. I've seen a lot of comments about him not being. You can't see him as the leader or the one that's going to reassemble the Avengers, because he just doesn't have that it factor in regards to being at the forefront of a new movement. And I completely disagree with that. Anthony Mackie has everything. He has the acting chops, man. He has the moves, man. He has the charisma. He has all the things that you want in a leader to move the plot forward. I have no issues with him. Then you got your boy, Tim Blake Nelson. Now, Tim Blake Nelson, we all know, man. We know him from Brother Where Art Thou. We know him from a lot of stuff. Man, this dude here is a badass actor. As you guys know, he did play the leader. Now, his character doesn't look nothing like it does in the comic books, but I think that was a good thing. You had to make him look a little bit more menacing than he did in the comic books, because in the comic books he looks like a comic. I mean, like, it looks comical. You got some dude walking around with a big dome. You know what I'm saying? People gonna be laughing at that like it's fun. It's gonna be hilarious. It's not gonna invoke any type of fear that he can do anything to anybody other than just be the butt of the jokes. So I'm glad that they took the Dome out and made it to where his brain was actually oozing. It kind of showed it like it was oozing out of his skull, like it was forming its own encasing. The brain was forming its own encasing around his real brain, and it was just kind of coming out of his head. And so I like that part. They also showed that he had one of his eyes was kind of going blind. Well, it looked like it was going blind, and the other guy's eye was fully green, as if kind of like how when Hulk gets mad and the eyes go green a little bit, like he's getting stronger in the first film. It's kind of looked like that. So the way he portrayed it was great. So how he did his thing, top notch. Now I gotta go to the fight scenes, the fight and the action. They showed Falcon, or Captain America, however you want to call him. They showed Sam Wilson as a mofo that has he has a full understanding of his suit. He understands exactly what it's capable of. He understands exactly how to utilize all the capabilities. And he's shown that he has significantly improved as a combatant in comparison to some of the previous iterations of his character. He was out there throwing hands, using his wings, because in this movie, I mean, we do know that he did get an upgrade in his suit from the Wakandans, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wakandans, Wakanda forever. You know what I'm saying? Them boys gave him some vibranium wings. And then, that vibranium can absorb kinetic energy, and then boom, boom, it can release it at any time. So that gave him a little bit of a leg up to I would say, somewhat compete with the fight scenes from some of the previous Captain America movies. Now, he's not, of course, he doesn't have any super serum or anything like that. So when it comes to these fight scenes, he has to rely on the capabilities of his suits, especially when he's fighting some people that are a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. But he did showcase his hands, like I'm talking about straight hands. He did showcase his straight hands against what's my man named Copperhead. You know what I'm saying? I forgot who the actor that played him, man. I might post it somewhere on the screen or something. But he did show straight hands with that. Straight hands. Got in him, bro. Took his shield off like, I don't need that. It kind of reminded me when Captain America fought the guy on the boat in Winter Soldier at the beginning when he was with Romanoff. Yeah, he kind of reminded me of that. You know what I'm saying? That boy there threw the shield down, got to it, got busy, picked the shield up, and, get that little kick, you know what I'm saying, got it up. Now he was good money. You know what I'm saying? So He did really good with that, man. All that stuff was awesome. All of it was awesome. Now, there are some things, they could have improved on, but we gonna jump into that a little bit later. We're gonna jump into that a little bit later. Now, I will say how they included Isaiah Bradley into this story. I think that was the best way they could. That was the only way to me that it made sense. So for those who have already seen the movie or don't mind being spoiled, spoiler alert. So they brought, it's not spoiler alert because it was on the previews. So Isaiah Bradley essentially was brainwashed by the leader to make an attempt to execute Thaddeus Young when he was addressing a few nations in regards to the Vibranium Island, which is the celestial that's popping up out of the Indian Ocean. So when he was addressing those guys in the White House, the leader had somehow hacked his phone, and what he was able to do was able to manipulate him through the phone to actually attack the president. Now, Isaiah Bradley don't know what's going on. He's just acting off the will of the leader. He actually had a good shot at the president, but he didn't hit him. And all of a sudden, he just doesn't know what's going on, and he's just going crazy. Starts running. They put him in jail. You know what I'm saying? I like how they roped that in, because they could have just left him. They could have just left him where he was, and what is that? In Falcon and Winter Soldier. However, they decided not to do that. They brought him in, and he became a big part of the plot and moving it forward. Now, Esposito, he did his thing. He did his thing for real. He did his thing. I think he was severely underutilized. You can't bring in somebody of that magnitude and just use them for what you use them for. But I think they're setting him up for future endeavors. I don't know that for sure. I'm a fan just like all you guys. I don't know, but I think they're using him for later, using him later on down the line for some other stories. And I hope that they do him right, because he's a very excellent actor, and he'll draw the crowd. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing that gets me, man. This ensemble of actors, man, in this movie. If it wasn't a Captain America movie, it'll still be a movie that people want to watch. Just from the ensemble of actors in it. You have people that you have mofos that are strong in the game. They old heads in the game. They've been doing this for a minute, that I know people will go out to go watch, even if this wasn't, even if the name of this movie wasn't Captain America. So I don't know, man. I've heard people say some things that I thought was totally unnecessary. So a lot of people are talking about, from what I've seen, they're making it a big issue that Sam actually fought the Red Hulk. So it's a comic book movie. It's a comic book movie. Nobody said a damn thing. Nobody said a damn thing when Thanos washed the Hulk. He washed him. Thanos washed the Hulk. And then when he fought Steve Rogers, he didn't punch his head off in Wakanda. Nobody said a damn thing about that. You can't tell me that you have a problem that Sam Wilson fought the Incredible Hulk, but Thanos washed. Sam Wilson fought the Red Hulk. Thanos washed the Incredible Hulk. But then when Thanos fought, when Thanos went up against Steve Rogers with the gauntlet, he didn't just wash him. Wasn't nobody looking crazy then? Did nobody say a damn thing? Nobody said a damn thing when Cap was holding his one hand up when he was pressing down on him with the gauntlet. He had all of the stones, well, most of them at least, minus one, and he held his hand. Nobody said a damn thing. I know the strength level. The level of strength in these people, man. They don't keep it consistent. But damn, you can't nitpick stuff like that when there have been other movies in this particular genre and this universe that didn't make sense. There have been movies where things happen in them that didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that is an issue when you looked at some of the other movies and you didn't make it an issue. If it's an issue, keep it consistent across the board. It's an issue, it's an issue. But I don't see it as an issue because you also got to understand that this is a comic book movie. There are some outlandish, crazy shit that's going to happen. That's just part of the whole genre. Even in the actual comics, man. Falcon was a world-class athlete. World-class human athlete. He had a freaking bird as his partner. A bird. It's ridiculous, but it's part of the show. The ridiculousness is what brings out the people, man. That's what all these comic book stories are about. You got a mofo swinging a hammer, flying everywhere. You got a spider. You got a dude shooting out webs from his, from his hands, sticking on walls. The craziness and outlandishness of these movies is what brings us to it. It's a way for us to get away from our reality. It's a way for us to look at things in a fantasy world and ingratiate ourselves within that fantasy world. That is what these movies are all about. I still don't see how people are having an issue with it. I watched a couple of YouTubers say that it just didn't resonate with them, and I'm like, how did any other Captain America resonate with you? I see people calling it the worst movie yet. To me, Iron Man 3 was Garbage Juice Johnson. Garbage Juice Johnson. And y'all are calling this the worst movie in the Marvel universe? Come on, man. Y'all, it got to be something else that y'all thinking. Or got to be something else that y'all see. Or something else that y'all want to say, but y'all scared to say, for you to really truly dislike this movie like this. Because I didn't hear none of this hoopla about some of these other movies like I'm hearing about this one. All in all, man, to me, the movie was a good movie. I personally gave it an 8 out of 10, but off the strength that jokes are well placed. The fight scenes and action scenes were really, really dope. The acting was good to me, good for me. The ensemble of characters was dope to me. Everything flowed like it should. Now, I would not say it's a perfect movie. I would not say it's better than any of the other Captain Americas. Although, people have this revisionist history in their minds to where they think that everybody thought the first Captain America was just solid gold when it really wasn't. It was a solid start. It was just like we said, it's a solid start. It's a good start, a good origin film, but it wasn't just something groundbreaking or wow, I gotta watch this 1,000 times. No, it was just a solid start, and I believe that this movie right here is just a solid start. It's just a solid start, and if we look at it that way, we'll see that based on what we got, it's a good jumping off point. Based on the information we got in the end credit scene, it's a good jumping off point because we're about to get into the shits now. It's about to go crazy. So I say to you guys, man, that people that's on the fence about watching a movie, or people that that have these preconceived opinions, preconceived notions about how the movie is, I urge you to go watch it for yourself, go see it for yourself, and then come back and tell us what you thought about it. I guarantee that I think that you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised at yourself, especially if you go in it with an open mind and understanding that, hey, this is a reboot. This is a restart. They're starting over. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Again, this is your boy Riley. You know what I'm saying? This is the first one on Riled Up Reviews, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know what you think I need to improve on. Do I need to move this, move that? You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Hey, I'm an H-Time Ripper, man. Y'all holla at your boy, South still holding. Y'all get up out of here, man. Peace.
Take no losses, no, we flossing, and this ain't nothing, I do this often. I get that cash quick, you ain't know, then now you know. I need my money, potato chips.